This is the last story of the night, shared with me by Veronica Parra. It didn't happen to me directly, but I was very close to it. So close that I truly felt how real it was. A neighboring family to mine began going through terrible times. The father had lost his job, and the mother was diagnosed with a strange illness. The treatments weren't very effective. It was during that period that our family tried to help them. My mother helped the woman with her children. I would spend afternoons with them, helping them with their homework. Meanwhile, my father did everything he could to help the father find employment. But things started to get strange after that. One day, the family saw an advertisement in the newspaper about a special alternative treatment that promised to cure every illness and every ache. My mother told them not to get their hopes up, that it was probably a scam, like so many others. Unfortunately, they ignored it. I guess when people are desperate enough, they will try anything that promises relief. Days went by after they visited that place. The woman and the family seemed thrilled with the community, saying everyone was kind and helpful. But my mother understood what it really was as soon as they started talking, almost immediately. I remember my mother telling the woman, "It sounds like you're in some kind of cult. They only want your money." The woman didn't react as strongly, but she did become uncomfortable. The word, cult, probably sounded too harsh to her, so she tried not to talk about it, but she kept going to their meetings anyway. Over time, we got to know a few of the people from that group. They were polite with me, even friendly, but I could tell my mother was suspicious. She never said it outright to me, but you could see it in her mood and the way she watched them. Eventually, the family stopped wanting our help. They claimed these people were helping them now. Communication with us almost completely stopped. And no matter how my mother tried to keep a conversation going, no matter how she tried to find out how they were doing, they avoided her in a blatant way. Then, after a few weeks, we started noticing something. Large groups of people coming in and out of that house. Sometimes even late at night, and in a way that seemed suspicious, like they didn't want to be seen. That immediately alarmed my mother. And it wasn't only that. The house started to look more neglected every time we saw it. We hadn't seen their cars in a long time. The children looked terrified. So one day, my mother decided to confront the woman and anyone else who might have been inside at that moment. But no one came out. So my mother had to stay alert and try to see whether they would return. She waited, but it didn't help. A month passed. Then we began seeing them more often than before. The parents looked completely gone, like they were in a trance. And the youngest son, who we hadn't seen at all, was nowhere to be found. When my mother asked where the child was, they only said they had left him with a relative because, for now, they couldn't take care of him. My mother asked for the relative's phone number and told them she could help if it was needed. But that family refused. This also caused problems in our home. My mother was desperate to get involved. She kept saying she felt like something was horribly wrong and that she wanted to call the police. But my father told her not to interfere. He said he didn't know what kind of people they had gotten involved with, and that we could get dragged into it too. After some arguments, my mother called anonymously. The police came, and yes, everything pointed to the same conclusion. They had been pulled into a cult. The leader was wanted in different states for multiple crimes. They had also taken all their money from that family in exchange for salvation. But the worst part was what they discovered afterward, something no one could have prepared for. Very sadly, they found the body of the youngest son. The boy we had not seen in so long had been buried in the backyard. During the parents' statements, they claimed they had taken his life as a test of faith, to prove devotion to God, and to the leader they worshipped. They didn't retract a single word. We moved away from that place a long time ago, but I still get chills whenever I think about it, about how the family changed, including how their faces looked, as everything unfolded. Authorities told us that there are many cases like this. Vulnerable people are targeted, lured in, and then exploited so the cult can get everything it wants. So all I can say is this: be very careful. If someone seems to be pulling desperate people into a miracle with promises that sound too perfect, don't ignore it.